Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to the module one. Okay, we'll continue what we have stopped yesterday. So, in the last class, we have discussed the what is meant by control system and the elements of the general block diagram of a control system, and that we have identified with two practical examples. Okay. So when I told you first class, identify some control elements, and so you are not getting that clearly. After yesterday's class, I think you are in a position to do the same. Okay, so I hope you got a clear picture about the control systems. Okay, so let us move to the second lecture, that is on classification of control system, or it is types of control systems. Okay, variety of classifications are possible. Just a minute. Possible based on the system features and applications. There are plenty of classes are there. The important one we'll be discussing. Okay, and its comparison we'll see. Okay, so first one is open loop and closed loop systems. So this is the very important classification. So your first question begins here. Okay, so they can ask you advantages, disadvantages. Okay, practical applications for open loop or closed loop systems. Okay, and they can give you comparison also. Okay, so any of these questions can be framed in this open and closed loop systems. So remaining I have listed out, that is linear and non-linear systems, time invariant and time varying systems, static and dynamic systems, causal and non-causal systems. Okay, so these may not be asked that much, but their classification is given or their comparison is given so that you will able to understand it. Okay, because these are the terms we will be using in between in the problems and all, so that's why you should not be worrying about that. Okay, so normally we will be focusing on the control system of linear, time invariant, dynamic system and a causal system. Okay, so when I say like this, so you should know something about that, right? So that part also we'll see. Okay, so we'll now look at one by one this one, and open loop and closed loop will take little elaborated. Okay, so we'll take each and everything of the open loop and closed loop systems. So first we'll take up the open loop system. I hope the screen is visible. Okay, maybe blurry, so don't worry. I will send the notes after the this one live session, so that you can note down in the notebook. Okay, any physical system which does not automatically correct for variation in its output is called an open loop system. Okay, so it will not correct the errors, mistakes. As I told you, is the lecturer is giving the lectures, and if you are giving feedback, after feedback also he is not correcting himself, so then what is the use? So performance will be low, right? So such type of control systems also will be there, and sometimes it is required also, but application is we have to choose properly. Okay, so such type of system we call open loop system, which does not automatically correct for errors or variation in output. Okay, that is another way of defining this is a system in which output is dependent on input but controlling action. Okay, output is dependent on input, controlling action or control input is totally independent of the output. That means it is not taking the sensing the output. Okay, changes in output of the system is called open loop system. So this is a very good definition of the open loop system. So such a system may be represented by the block diagram. So how we represent this system? The same general block diagram. Only thing what I have done is the feedback part I have removed. So there was a feedback, right? So this feedback is not there. So that's why this output is dependent on input. Okay, whereas this control input is does not depend on the output. Okay, that means it is not, nowhere it is comparing the output because there is no feedback. Okay, so such type of system we call open loop system. Okay, so hope you get this. So just try to understand. Later after that you can note down on the notes. Okay, so that you will understand better. Okay, next, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Okay, so having a block diagram like this, so what are the advantages? So first advantage is it looks like very simple, right? So blocks are connected, there is no feedback, means it is very easy. Okay, so that's why it is called as simple in construction. Okay, the first advantage is simple in construction. and very much convenient when output is difficult to measure. Okay, so here it is easy to measure, right? So, and easy from maintenance point of view, since the block diagram is simple, there is no complexity involved like feedback and all. So maintenance point of view also it is easy. Okay, and generally these are not troubled with the problems of stability. Stability issues only won't come in open loop systems. Okay, so whatever we are doing in module 3 and 4 about stability analysis, so that does not holds good or not applicable for these open loop systems. Okay, only it is for closed loop system. So that's why open loop system is used only for such particular application. We'll see that. Okay, then low cost, since it is simple to design, so it is low cost. Okay, so these are some of the advantages you can write down for open loop systems. Similarly, coming to disadvantages. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? Such systems are inaccurate. So when it is not taking the feedback, definitely they will be not accurate, and they are unreliable also. Inaccurate and unreliable because accuracy of system are totally dependent on the accurate recalibration of the controller. Very first only you have to set it. Okay, once there is a noise present in the system, it does not calibrate because there is no feedback here. Okay, so that's why this is the disadvantage, one of the disadvantage. So it will be continued next page. Second disadvantage is such systems give inaccurate results if there are variations in the external environment. That's what I told you, disturbance or environmental changes, it will not sense. Okay, because there is no feedback. Because of that, they cannot sense internal disturbances in the system also. Okay, after the controller stage, if there is any something mistake happened in the system itself, also it could not identify. Such a system it is. Okay, to maintain the quality and accuracy, recalibration of the controller is necessary from time to time. So if you have to check, so somebody should be monitoring this internal disturbances, and somebody should be there keep monitoring this. Okay, so this is a tedious one. So these are some of the disadvantages you can list out for open loop type of control system. So now we'll give you some practical applications, so where this is required. Okay, so every time we could not go for closed loop because it is feedback is there and it is very complex to construct. So such type of system also useful. So where is that place you are seeing that? Okay, first thing is traffic light controller. So you have seen traffic light, maybe in Bhatkal you have not seen. If you go to Mangalore, Udupi, or in Bangalore. Okay, so what is the traffic light controller will do? So its a task is to smooth way of traffic. Okay, there are 4 roads are there, so they have to give fixed time for this road and that vehicle should move. Okay, so and even if the ambulance comes there, there is no feedback, right? Somebody traffic police has to go and reset the that one. Okay, so interference is required. Okay, so that's why it is comes under open loop systems. Okay, it will just do the rotation manner, it keep doing the task. Okay, so that's why whatever advantages disadvantages we have told, you can take with this example and you can apply. Okay, similarly your automatic washing machine. So washing machine, what it will do, so you'll put the clothes, you'll put the dish drops or whatever this one surfactant, and you will just on it, right? So it will keep doing. So if the clothes are not cleaned or degree of cleanliness, it will not monitor. Okay, so just its task is to do it so much time soaking, so much time wash, so much time rinse it, like that. Okay, so just it will do. If you click the button, it will end it. There is no feedback here. Okay, similarly you can coin out toaster system, electric switch off lamp. Depending on the room lighting, can it reduce the brightness or increase the brightness? No, right? Just its capacity 9-watt bulb, so it will just switch on, that's it. Okay, so there is an example. Fan regulator. So now I am feeling cold, automatically it will not become decrease the regulator number, right? Once you have fixed over. Okay, so there is open loop system. Similarly, opposite to AC is room heater, automatic door opening and closing system. So this is in malls and all you have seen. Okay, door opening and closing system. So just it will sense it, open and close. Okay, automatic coffee server, electric lift. Okay, so sprinkler. So in the, if you are in agriculture background, you have seen sprinkler, they will use to water a lawn. It will not check if that place of soil is wet, so it will not pour more water or reduce the water. Just it is on, just it will keep rotating. Okay, theater lamp dimmer, automatic dryer, etc. So all these type of examples which satisfies these features of open loop system, you can coin out. Okay, so in exam they can explain about open loop system, then give advantages, disadvantages, and some of the practical applications. Out of this, any 2 or 4 you can write. Okay, so that's why I've given many, so that whichever is convenient to you in your home is there, or you are using personally, that you can able to write. Okay, then we'll discuss the closed loop control system. So hope you have understood open loop. There is no feedback here. Closed loop is exactly opposite to this. A system in which the controlling action or input is somehow dependent on the output, or changes in output, is called closed loop system. Okay, the controlling action or control input is somehow dependent on the output. That means it is senses the output changes. Okay, so another way defining is to have dependence of input on the output, such system uses feedback action. Okay, so this feedback is utter required in closed loop control system, which is the fundamental difference between the open and closed loop control system. Okay, such a system may be represented by the block diagram of figure shown below. The same block diagram which we have discussed in general block diagram, it holds good for this, but it is little elaborated here with the additional blocks. Okay, so there was reference input, and this was not shown in general block diagram. So this is the error signal. Okay, error generating block. It is called a summing point. Okay, so this plus minus, as I told you, reference input of the vehicle is 30 now. Okay, that's what you have to do, and your speed is presently 60. So this summing point will do the addition subtraction thing. Okay, so 30 minus 60 minus 30, you have to reduce minus 30. Okay, so like that. Okay, and whatever signal generated out of this block, we call it as error signal, or it is also called as actuating signals. Okay, so that is only different you are seeing. These control elements, plant, controlled output, feedback path elements. A good example is your motorbike or bus or car. Okay, so you are in a very speed, you have to decrease the speed. Okay, so that is the feedback given based on the road conditions, traffic conditions. You have to decrease the speed. So this will give the actuating signals to control elements. That may be your brake or accelerator, you have to hold on. Okay, so like that. So control elements, it will give the input, and that will be applied to plant, that is the vehicle, right? So that is the thing happens in the closed loop system. Okay, so this whatever in there, this is called as the forward path. That's why forward path elements we call, and whatever present in feedback, we call it as feedback path elements in case of closed loop control system. So feedback exists here. Okay, that is the difference. So because of this, what are the advantages and disadvantages? So that we try to do. Okay, so before this block diagram is explained here. Okay, just you can same thing whatever I explained. An error detector compares a signal obtained through feedback elements, which is a function of the output response, with the reference input. Any difference between these two signals constitute an error or actuating signal, which actuates the control elements. The control elements in turn alter the conditions in the plant in such a manner as to reduce the original error. So this is the way explained. Okay, so what are the advantages? Accuracy, which was not there in open loop, it is able to get here. Accuracy of the system is always very high, because controller modifies and manipulates the actuating signals such that error in the system will be zero. It will continuously monitoring, right? And the error signal will be generated. Because of that, it will be with the dynamic system. It is called as a dynamic. Okay. Such system senses environmental changes. Okay, so if there is a rain, if you are in a bike, so you will come to know you have to stop somewhere in the shelter, right? Like that. As well as internal disturbances, and accordingly modifies the error. So if your brake is failed now, so suddenly you have to take some action and you will do that. In case of open loop system, such things will not be there. Okay, so that is the thing, internal disturbances. Okay, in such system there is reduced effect of non-linearities and distortions. Okay, because of it is taking feedback, so non-linearities in the system, okay, non-linear things or distortions whatever present, okay, so that will be tried to modify. So since it is taking too much feedback and too much error signal manipulation, so bandwidth of such system is normally high. Okay, bandwidth is required is more. Okay, So what are the disadvantages? Okay, so both have advantages and disadvantages, right? So such systems are complicated. So when you have a feedback and you have to continuously monitor, so the system will be very complicated. If you compare traffic light controller with an automobile, so do you see it is simple? No, right? There are many things are happening there together. Okay, so wheel alignment, the brakes, accelerator, fuel, balance, everything, right? So automobile is really complicated compared to traffic light. Okay, so that's what, and it is time consuming. Okay, because it is continuously monitoring, it will be taking much of the time from design point of view, and hence it is a costlier one. Okay, so because of that it is costly, whereas open loop system is a low cost. So these advantages, disadvantages, points, whatever we are discussing, the same question they can ask in exam comparison. Okay, I have done the comparison part also to help you. The same points I'm going to use there. Okay, so whatever advantages, disadvantages of this will be taken as a point for writing comparison. Okay, second disadvantage is, since feedback present tries to correct the error from time to time, tendency to overcorrect the error may cause oscillations. Okay, so without bound in the system. Okay, so this something comes under the stability part, we'll be discussing over there. So every time try to correct the error. Okay, so that is making overcorrection. Okay, so that will become the oscillations. If it oscillations come, it means stability is less. Okay, that we discuss in stability part. Hence system has to be designed taking into consideration problems of instability due to feedback. Okay, the stability problems are severe and must be taken care of while designing the system. In open loop, I told stability is not a concern at all, not applicable at all, we told, right? But whereas in this closed loop, stability is a more severe one and it should be taken care while designing the system. Okay, so what are the examples? Everything, most of the practical applications you can note down. Automatic steering control system, it can be any type of automobile, bus, car, your JCB or whatever. Okay, you are seeing automobile, train, aeroplane, all these things. Okay, so that is comes under this. So practical applications. Automatic tank level control system. Okay, then human being is a very good example for closed loop control system. So your senses acts as the feedback elements here. Okay, so if you hear some sound, you will apply, right? If you see from eyes. Okay, so it's a good example. Similarly, ship stabilization system. So if you are traveling in a ship, so you have to see there in the sea level, right? Then missile launching system. Okay, voltage stabilizer. So you may be having your refrigerator in home, TV. There is a voltage stabilizer connected to that, right? So what this voltage stabilizer will do? So the fluctuations in the voltage, it will try to stabilize it. Okay, starts continuously, it will be doing it. So it is a good example for closed loop control system. Okay, so that's what I told you. Open loop and closed loop I am discussing in much detail. Okay, so next I will take the comparison of this. Okay, quickly I will go, because you have understood now what is open loop, closed loop system. I will try to quickly point out the differences. Okay, you can write down after this session. So first one is open loop, closed loop. It is a comparison. So any change in output has no effect on the input. That means feedback does not exist. The definition, whatever I have written, that I am writing first. Changes in output affects the input, which is possible by use of feedback. Okay, feedback is present here. Error detector is absent in the case of open loop. Error detector is necessary. Error detector means one summing point, like I told you, right? Like this one. Okay, so that is error detector. So in the closed loop system, I shown you this one, right? So this is called as an error detector. Okay, which was not there in open loop and it is present in closed loop. And open loop is inaccurate and unreliable. In the disadvantage only we have told, and that is the advantage in closed loop. It is highly accurate and reliable. Okay, highly sensitive to the disturbances. It is a disadvantage. Advantage here is less sensitive to the disturbance in closed loop. Bandwidth is small in open loop, bandwidth is large. This is mentioned in disadvantage of the closed loop system, right? Simple to construct and cheap. Since there is a simple block diagrams are there, it is complicated to design and costly. Okay, exact contradictory terms we have written. Generally are stable in nature. Open loop, there is no stability concern at all, but stability is the major consideration while designing closed loop system. Okay, So these are the 7. Okay, so depending on the marks, okay, 8 marks, 10 marks, this question can be asked. So that's why I have given maximum number of differences. Whichever is able to remember, recall, you can write down. Okay, highly sensitive to the environmental changes, less sensitive to the environmental changes, highly affected by non-linearities, reduced effect of non-linearities. Okay, the same points it is written. It will consume less power, open loop system. So traffic light controller consume more power. Okay, open loop gain of system is large, closed loop gain of the system is small. Okay, so where we use this, then open loop is also there, closed loop is there. Which application I will use open loop? Okay, for that this last point will help you. For systems in which the inputs are known ahead of time and in which there are no disturbances, and it is advisable to use open loop control system because it is simple and less costlier, no? So that's why when we have to use that also you should consider. Closed loop systems have advantages only when unpredictable variation or unpredictable disturbances or both in system components are present. If such is the case, then you go for closed loop control system. Okay, so along with the comparison, sometimes they will give you practical example also. Already I have listed out the example, 1 or 2 you can write out here in the left right. Okay, so that comprises the differences. Okay, so now next I have listed out some of the linear non-linear systems also. I will try to just give the comparison of that. Okay, so that you will get an idea. So what is linear system? This is already done in network theory also. Output of the system varies linearly with input. Output of the system does not vary linearly with input. Simple definition of the linear and non-linear. So linearity means it should satisfy two principles, homogeneity and superposition. It does not satisfy homogeneity and superposition. Example is resistor, diode. Okay, so linearity means what? If you see the resistor characteristics, it will linearly increasing, right? So whenever if you take the diode characteristics, okay, so till 0.7, if it is a silicon diode, it will be slow, and then afterward it will take a increase. So this is a non-linear behavior. Okay, so that's a system we call non-linear systems. Hope it is understood. No need to explain much. The same points you are going to discuss in signals and systems also, I guess. Okay, then time varying and time invariant systems. Okay, so linear control systems you are discussing, then time invariant. Output of the system is independent of the time at which the input is applied. At what input you are applying, that time it will be independent. Output of the system varies dependent on the time at which input is applied. So it depends on time here, it does not depend. Parameter of the system are constant and not functions of time in this case. Okay, parameter of system are function of time. Okay, for example, electrical networks consisting of elements RLC, so they are not functions of time, right? They are independent. Whereas space vehicle, okay, so space vehicle, if you have seen, the mass decreases with the time, because as you have seen, launched the product, there is a fuel, it will be consumed, right? As the fuel is consumed, mass, weight of the space vehicle will decrease. Okay, so this is the depends on the time. Okay, such type of system we call time varying system. So these are very complex, that's why we are not considering that part. You may be studying in advanced level control systems. That's why our discussion is for linear time invariant system, LTI system. I used to repeat it, right? LTI system means this. Okay, so in the first one we'll be using, where we are using open loop, closed loop, you understood. Then we are using linear time invariant part. Okay, so next classification we have static and dynamic system. So static means at any time output of the system depends only on present input. Okay, like a traffic light controller. Dynamic system, output of the system depends on present as well as past inputs. Okay, or else dynamic system is also called as the time is the independent variable and remaining quantities of interest depends on the time, like that dynamic system. So normally static systems does not have any memory. So dynamic system should require memory to keep the past inputs. Okay, so example wise, if we say resistor is a good example, static system. Inductor, okay, it will store the flux or charge. Okay, it is a dynamic system. Okay, next classification, causal and non-causal system. So normally we are discussing dynamic systems, not static. Okay, then causal system. So output is only dependent on inputs already received. So here output is dependent only on present as well as past. like dynamic system. Okay, so output depends on future inputs as well. Non-causal systems, see here the application is now increasing. Okay, so it is called as non-anticipatory system. It will not anticipate the future inputs, whereas non-causal, they will anticipate the future inputs based on past. Okay, so nowadays you are getting artificial intelligence, right? When you purchase something on Flipkart or Amazon, it will say, so next which you like kind of product, it will automatically give, right? Based on your present input, it is going to give future products. Okay, so like that. Okay, so here thermostat based AC motor or generator is an example for causal system. Weather forecasting system, so from so and so date monsoon going to start, or there is a something, okay, in Arabian Sea there is a this one. Okay, so there is a low pressure, there is a rain, like prediction will happen, right? That is called as weather forecasting. Okay, missile guidance system, based on the target, they have to change the things, right? So missile guidance system, so like that control system is a very huge application. Okay, so if we write more and more examples, so you'll get a more picture about this subject. Okay, and its importance. But what you are studying at this 4th semester level is the basic controlling techniques, basic stability techniques, mathematical models, all these things, basic things you are learning. Okay, you are not going to design any controller at this level. You are studying the first level of study. Okay, so you may be, if the higher chances, if you get an elective or something, if you are interested, you can take up that. Okay, fine. So this is about the different classification, important classification we have told. So in that, so I mentioned earlier, so open loop and closed loop depends on the application, we will be choosing that. Then linear systems we will be discussing, time invariant system, LTI system, and then dynamic systems, what we are focusing, and then causal systems. We are not going to predict future. Okay, so such type of things we are not going to study here at present. Okay, causal system. So this is our focus for learning control system. Okay, so these class, today's class and yesterday's class, it is giving a complete overview about the control systems. So in the next class, so we'll be getting a actual thing, starting from mathematical model, we'll be start learning the control system. Okay, or techniques. Okay, so this closed loop control system is also sometimes called as feedback control systems, or it is also called as automatic control systems. Okay, so having the feedback, what is the effect on the system? Okay, so that in exam they will ask question, that's why I have listed out here. Okay, so you can write it now after discussing open loop, closed loop, you can write by yourselves this question. Okay, but still I have listed out. So feedback reduces the overall gain of a system. Okay, because open loop system gain is high, closed loop system gain is low, because it will take a feedback. So we'll see the transfer function part in next. Okay, so that you will understand why the gain will decrease. Okay, but at present I'm writing that overall gain of a system will reduce by feedback. Then it reduces the effects of disturbances, input disturbances, okay, or internal disturbances we say, and it will reduce the plant non-linearities. Plant or system, any non-linearities is there, it will try to reduce by using feedback. It will reduce the change in plant parameters. Okay, so even you can take the environmental changes also, you can include. It will improve the system bandwidth, although bandwidth is required high, but it will improve it. Okay, so these are some of the points, 4 marks if they ask effect of feedback system, you need to write that. Similarly, another question is sometimes they will ask, what are the requirement of a good control system? Actually this you can write after completing the control system class actually, but I am giving this statement in the very first only, so that when you are learning it, so that you will understand. Okay, fine. So first one is reduction in effect of disturbance signal. Okay, so internal disturbances, this will reduce, so this should be reduced. If you are designing a good control system, this is the first requirement. Then reduction in steady state errors. So steady state errors we'll understand in module 3, where we are learning time response, there it will come. Then this also transient response and frequency response performance, we'll be learning in module 3 and 4. Sensitivity to parameter changes. Okay, so the environmental changes, everything it should taken care. Okay, so this is my agenda for today's class. Okay, so what we have discussed, the classification of control system. Okay, open loop and closed loop control systems. Okay, their comparison. Then static and dynamic, linear, non-linear, time invariant, time varying, causal, non-causal systems. Okay, so this was the agenda for today. So in the next class, we'll be starting with the mathematical model. Okay. So what are the mathematical models are there? So in that, the first one we'll take up, and how much possible that we try to do. Okay. Hope it is clear.